Hey everyone, this is Luke Walgram, Seeking Alpha contributor and investor. Today we're talking about my top 5 completely free resources that could immediately make you a better investor. Before that though, a quick disclaimer: all content within this video is not financial advice and should not be taken as such. This video and the content within it is for informational and educational purposes only. Do your own research and consult a professional before making any investment decisions. Resource number 5, we're going to go from number 5 down to number 1, is Investopedia. This is a great site, especially for beginners, because it's the Wikipedia of investing. You can pretty much find anything related to investing on this website. It has simple and easy explanations, or at least as simple and easy as you can get for the most part. They have little videos that explain things. They have great searchability. You can search for just about anything on the site. So if you search for something like PE ratio, you can read all about PE ratios and how those work. If you want to know more about EBITDA, you search EBITDA and it'll come up. Anything accounting, anything finance, anything investing, this site has it. It's fantastic. I definitely recommend using it. Investopedia is just a great all-around website, whether you're a beginner or more advanced investor. I personally still use Investopedia all the time to search for various things. It's great. I highly recommend it. Resource number 4, Google Sheets. Now, if you're not familiar with this is essentially Google's program, although it's a web-based thing. So it's a web-based spreadsheet program. So it's like Microsoft Excel, but it's Google's version. And the awesome thing about Google Sheets is the Google Finance function. Now, if you're not familiar with what a function is, it allows you to perform operations on certain cells. With the Google Finance function, you can pull things from Google Finance data into the spreadsheet without having to go up and look them in and then type them in the spreadsheet individually. You just type in the Google Finance function and enter the parameters corresponding to the information you want to retrieve. So if you're making a spreadsheet, for example, to maybe track your portfolio, you could put in some of the stocks in your portfolio, then use the Google Finance function to calculate the current stock price, and then you can use that to calculate how much money you have based on how many shares you've bought in that stock, and then your percentage gain or loss, dollar gain or loss, all sorts of cool things you can do with Google Sheets. Resource number 3 is Edgar and Cedar. These are the 2 websites for Canada and the US that allow you to look up company filings. Edgar is the US site and Cedar is the Canadian site. Cedar is pretty old and outdated, but Edgar is actually really good, which isn't all that surprising. These websites are where companies file their regulatory filings, so this includes things like 10K annual reports, 10Q quarterly reports, and all sorts of various disclosures and reports and filings that these public companies have to file. Now, these 2 websites can be a little tricky to navigate and use. Different filings use different sort of codes that correspond to that filing, and then you need to know what the code means when you're looking something up. It does take some getting used to, but over time you'll start to learn what the main codes are for the main sheets that you want to find. Now, occasionally it can be just easier just to go straight to a company's website, which I recommend if you're more of a beginner. But if you're looking for more in-depth information, Edgar and Cedar is where you need to go. That brings me to resource number 2, podcasts. There are a bunch of great investing podcasts out there. My favorites are Chat with Traders by Aaron Fifield, Masters in Business by Bloomberg Radio, hosted by Barry Ritholtz, and Invest Like the Best by Patrick O'Shaughnessy. Those 3 are a great start, and there's probably hundreds more that I don't even know about. I don't have time to listen to all of them, but there's so many good ones. A lot of them are niche, whether you're into more active trading or options or growth stocks or value stocks, whatever you're into, there's a podcast for it in investing. That brings me to my final resource, Twitter. Twitter is the single best free resource that investors can use, in my opinion, if you follow the right people. There's a ton of investors on there that share really tremendous insights into companies through their tweets, posting charts, ideas, their thoughts, and they can go pretty deep on some of these threads that are like 20 tweets long, all about a business model. Twitter is especially useful for finding like-minded investors and others that also invest in the same companies as you do, but it's really useful for some of the more obscure companies, especially smaller companies that maybe are hard to find coverage of on other websites. You can go to Twitter, and if instead of using the number sign for a hashtag, you use the $sign in front of a stock symbol, that'll create basically a hashtag for that stock symbol, and then you can type that in the search bar and see all the tweets about that stock, and you can go through and read them and find awesome people posting about awesome stocks. It's just fantastic if you ask me. A couple of recommendations for following people on Twitter. I would follow Ryan Reeves at investing_city. He posts business breakdowns. I would recommend checking out his latest thread from a few days ago on Coca-Cola. I definitely learned a lot on that thread about Coca-Cola. Did you know that Coca-Cola doesn't actually generate most of its revenue from selling to the end consumer? Another person to follow would be Puru Saxena at Saxena_Puru. That's spelled at SAXENA_PURU. He posts his own portfolio of stocks, which are almost entirely growth stocks, and he often posts what he's doing and why he's investing in these companies. He's a fantastic investor, if you ask me. One of the best growth stock people on Twitter. I would definitely suggest following Puru. And finally, Ophir Gottlieb. I'm not sure I'm saying that right. I could have butchered that. But he posts on growth stocks similar to Puru. But he also has posted some insane opportunities on some undercovered or mispriced stocks. He absolutely nailed it in the sell-off in the market in March of 2020, this year, and he absolutely crushed some of his picks that are now up 3 or 4 times a couple months later. So follow those guys on Twitter, use Twitter, make a Twitter account. If you're gonna enter this world of investing in the stock market, I definitely recommend Twitter, and follow me at ignited_terror. That could change in the future. So if you're watching this in like 5 years, probably just search for me. But nonetheless, you get the idea. Twitter's fantastic. I highly recommend it. So that concludes this video. If you enjoyed, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to get notified for all my videos. Hit that bell icon. I need more subscribers because as of the time of recording, I have 3. And I wouldn't mind hitting like 10. So let the YouTube algorithm know you liked this video. Hit the like button, subscribe, leave a comment, let me know what else you want to see, let me know what I can improve on, and I'll see you in the next one.